everybody. Raul here for Bass Musician Magazine, and today we have the great honor of pleasure of chatting with Mike Connolly, who's going to tell you the latest and the greatest from MJC Ironworks.
Thank you, Raul. Number one, like they always say on a political thing, why, thank you for having me. We are a guitar string maker, a bass string maker, acoustic strings. We make a full line of strings, but we started with bass strings. There's a reason that we started with bass strings. This is a set of our medium light stainless steel bass strings. So this is our logo. The reason we started with bass strings is if you can create a good bass string with all the parameters that are involved in making it, then making guitar string is a no-brainer. It's just wire over wire. But when you look at a bass string, like for instance, I just happen to have one right here. They're multi-winds. I don't know a lot of people know this, but that string right there has 4 winds on it. So there's a thing called the quarter wrap ratio, which is another thing that sets strings apart from manufacturer to manufacturer. There are differences. We happen to think ours is one of the better ones. And then when it comes to machinery, our machines are designed to do one thing only. They wind metal on metal. They wind guitar strings or bass strings. And multi-winds is a real challenge. It's a much larger scrap. The thing about our strings is we have a signature quarter wrap ratio, and very simply a quarter wrap ratio is if you have one thing that's 100, okay, you have a core wire that's 20, that's always stays 20 because it's perfectly round. When any combination of wires that you use to add up to 100 is a quarter wrap ratio. So if you were to use a 15, that is, you have to measure the top and the bottom, that would be a 30. So then you'd added a 10, that would be a 20. So that's how a quarter wrap ratio works. And then there's tensions on how you pull the string taut. So there's really the manufacturing process for someone who doesn't know is quite extensive. And it can be, if you don't have the passion for it, a real pain. There's quite a scrap ratio built into bass manufacturing. And some people, here's an interesting thing, Raul. For the parameters that we have to make a string, we never change it. So if we're making a 105, for instance, and we have our quarter wrap ratio, so there's 3 different winds over a core wire. Each wind needs a pull tension and a tension on the wind. And then it traverses across and winds across the string, okay? So whatever that is that works out the best, because that's kind of a secret. It really is a secret.
Yeah.
It never changes. We don't speed up machines. Once you speed up a machine, you change all the parameters of how that string is made. So it's either going to be too tight, it's going to be inconsistent, which I'm sure people are very familiar with different string manufacturers. So with that being said, we do our own treatment system. On guitar strings, we treat 3 times. Bass strings, we treat twice. There's a special treatment that is adhered to the string as it's made. Another secret. How it's done. Nobody's done that before. And then there's this.
Ah, yes, the foam.
You know, most people think that that's a desiccant. And for people who don't know what a desiccant, it's something that absorbs. This is the opposite. It emits. So what happens is anytime there's a static charge, you know, like the balloon to the wall or shocking your mate in bed.
Yeah.
That's what pretty much how this is released. So the foam is embedded with this solution. So every time you move or anything, it sticks to everything metal. There's a static charge that happens, and it sticks to everything metal, and it'll last up to, they say, our developers who developed this with us, they say, well, don't say any more than 2 years, but actually it's about 5 years.
Okay.
So it's really voodoo. You know, you can't see it, taste it, or feel it. It's food grade. I don't know if people know what an MSDS is, but it's a manufactured safe data sheet. We don't need one. This is very safe material. And it was developed for the space station. They use it to ship weapons. They use it in AWAC planes to protect computers and things of that nature. So it's really sophisticated, honorable, really good stuff. And it loves metal and it protects metal. And all of that comes in this wonderful tin that is affordably priced. And what you're really getting is you're getting, for the cost of a normal set of strings, you're getting a treated string. And we stand behind our product. It's a very well-made product. We actually offer a money-back guarantee on it. I don't know a lot of people do. And we treat our customers as a family. We're not going to, for any email that we get, we're never, ever going to abuse it. We're never going to send. I know I delete this stuff. How many do you delete a day? From people trying to sell 2-for-1 BOGO.
Yeah.
And on and on and on. We will never, ever do that with your email. We will only use it to pass on information about the product or to introduce new artists to the program. And we don't have a criteria for artists. You know, we want anyone who plays and is passionate about playing the music. Playing music is welcome to our website. It's welcome to our family. We'll do anything that we can to promote music, to promote playing music, having fun with it, and making the whole experience fun. It's not, I mean, of course it's about, to some degree, it's about profit. I mean, that's why we do it. But, at my age, I don't need a lot. So I would rather pass it on to the consumer and add it into the product itself. Like I said, these are competitively priced. They're not more expensive than a non-treated string. And some non-treated strings list for a 4-string, they list for $84. With all the craziness going on in the world, we're trying to be the company that offers a happy experience. So with that being said, we would recommend that someone try the strings. And if it's something that they don't like, we'll refund your money. And if we're late on a shipment, we'll send you an extra set of strings. That's also a secret.
And Mike, with the bass string line, you have 4-string sets up to 7-string sets, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. It's 4, 5, 6, and 7 in both nickel-plated steel and stainless steel, and they're all 20,000s off. So 40, 60, 80, 100 is the general, 45, 65, 85, 105, 50, 70, 90, 110. And then you add a 20 and a 30 for a 6 and a 7 string, and either a 130 or a 125 for a low B string. So all of this together, once again, like I said, is very affordable. People who get these strings, we're amazed at the testimonials that we get. I'm amazed every day. I couldn't ask to be in a better business that promotes happiness, it promotes creativity, it promotes passion, and it makes people feel good. And we don't ever want to abuse that with emails. Like I said, I don't know how many a day that I delete, but we're never going to do that. We'll never sell your email. We'll never do anything except send good information. And we want you to be a part of our family. We hope you get the opportunity that you try the strings. You can buy them online. We're in some music stores, but we're a boutique company. And most of our business is overseas. We do a lot overseas. I just shipped a huge order overseas. And it was quite an experience. But here in the U.S., I would check the website for the availability. And if you can't find it, buy it online. But give it a try because it makes you feel good. And that's what music is all about. That's what this magazine is all about. And I'll tell you another thing that's interesting to me, Raul. Maybe I should have another cup of coffee. Is The bass community is growing by leaps and bounds. And every issue, you have like the top 10 basses, and you don't see a lot of repeats.
No.
I mean, this industry is just like insanely large, and it's growing by leaps and bounds. And bass players are special players, especially in a band setting. You know, we're not like some of those other folks. You know, there's an old joke. I don't even know if it's pertinent anymore, but how many singers does it take to change a light bulb?
Oh, I'm not even going to step into that one, but go ahead and let me know.
None. They look at the bulb and the world revolves around them.
There you go. Well, before we go, Mike, the website, the best place to look, MJCIronworks.com, right?
Correct. www.mjcironworks.com.
Perfect.
Certainly hope that you give them a try. And thank you so much, Raul, for all your help and for all the work that you do in the bass industry.
You're very welcome. Folks, you've seen him here, coming to you live on Bass Musician Magazine, Mike Connolly, MJC Ironworks.